Yo, Perot. Hey, what's up everybody? So today we're going to be talking about Luke. This is the Meta Luke video that I'm sure you guys knew was going to be coming anyways. The reason I held on for this for, literally a day was that Luke was getting hotfixed pretty much overnight, and it was kind of hard to get a grasp on where he was in terms of power level due to the fact that his Q was bugged. The second part of his Q wasn't actually reactivating properly, and the damage wasn't being dealt, and we weren't getting the heal from the evolution points on it, and there was actually an emergency nerf along with that, with the Q and W being nerfed slightly as well. So it was, had I made this video yesterday, it'd be much different than making it right now. So with that being said, before we do get into Luke explanation, drop a little sub down below. Every little bit of support helps, and it's always appreciated. But yeah, with that being said, let's talk about our boy Luke. So the first thing we need to talk about Luke, because it's going to be very important regarding the rest of his kit, is his passive Neat and Tidy. So this is a pretty interesting passive, and it's quite unique. So the first part of it, the neat part of it, is he actually recovers lost HP upon killing players and Wickline. So as you can see here from the video, you're gonna see once he kills Wickline, he gets a nice little chunk of HP there, which is, it's okay. It's not the biggest thing in the world. We're actually not going to be touching this at all when it comes to skill ordering, because what ends up happening is all it levels up is how much heal you get upon killing somebody, which is not very relevant, to be quite honest. If you kill them, you're going to be healing anyways, and chances are you're pretty low at that point. So if somebody third parties you, you're just gonna kind of die. So we actually leveled this up last. It's going to be the final thing we level up in the entire build. And then Tidy. So Tidy is very unique. So you can think of this heart evolution mechanic, because Luke has his own evolution mechanic. He gains a stack of Tidy upon killing players, wild animals, or it does say opening air supply box, but that's wrong. It's actually opening and taking what's inside the air supply box. You actually have to grab what's inside the air supply box, otherwise you won't actually get a stack of Tidy. It's weird. I don't know why it doesn't say you have to take stuff, but it is the way it is. So upon gaining a certain amount of stacks, you will gain 3 of these. You'll gain 3 evolution points. So these evolution points will enhance each of your abilities, and you can enhance even your ultimate. So we will actually cover what those evolutions are as we talk about the abilities. So the first ability, his main ability, is Clean Sweep his Q. So there's no real roundabout way of saying it's just least in Q if you've ever played League of Legends. You throw out a skill shot, well, as you can see, it hits them and it marks them. This mark, by the way, gives them True Vision. True Vision is pretty nice in this game, as you can probably imagine. You can see them no matter what. If they're stealth, you can see them. It's pretty nice. Exactly like League of Q works, and then these reactivation of it will make you dash to your target. So of course, this can be used on animals for escape. This is going to be your main gap closer. This is going to be one of your primary damage tools. This is one of the most powerful tools within your kit. You just have to make sure to land it, as it is a pretty thin skill shot, but from my experience, it's actually not too quite. It's not that hard to land, to be quite honest. Now, if you do evolve this by using one of your Tidy evolutions, this will actually heal you based on the damage dealt on your reactivation. And the reactivation of this thing has a 100% attack damage reduction. It's quite large heal. It does help with those matchups. Which is like certain matchups where like you need sustained fights, like Jackie. Think of like two-handed Jackie. Think of like maybe even Magnus. Think of like bruiser matchups where you really want that extra little bit of sustain. This is going to help you a lot. This is going to be the ability we max second in our kit, and our main ability is going to be Elbow Grease. This ability is crazy, and when I mean crazy, it is absolutely insane how strong this thing is. So this is your main damage in your entire kit. By far, this is what Luke's going to be known for. One time rolls out a little bit. It is so strong how much damage this is. This thing could kill you super early. You could just die to Luke one blue weapon because of his W. Luke with a Pro Watch is going to walk up to you and absolutely demolish you because of his ability. So what is it? So Elbow Grease has 2 parts to it. The first part is it reduces CC on him. So you just kind of gain free tenacity by existing, and it is pretty nice. I mean, you reduce CC of airborne, slow, roots, stun, suppressions. Really good. The active on it is what really makes it crazy, though. I mean, don't get me wrong, CC reduction is insane, but the active is that it actually enhances a normal auto attack for a few seconds, dealing extra skill damage to enemies hit. Hitting an enemy will actually stack this and increase his attack speed for a few times. So you pretty much want to use this the moment you get into a fight. There's no real thinking about when to use it. No, you're in a fight, press the button. Just press it, because you're going to keep stacking attack speed, and you're going to attack really, really fast. So you need to you need to be using this as much as possible. You want to have this up as much as humanly possible. And so you can see here exactly what it does. That is going to be the enhanced, which are the auto attacks, and you can see it has like 2 different numbers going on there. Now there's something to note about this. If you are using amp, this will actually apply amp, and it does apply flat amp, which is going to be important when we do talk about the builds later on, because you could do some spicy things since we are on bats in particular. And the evolution on it is every time an enemy is hit with the enhanced auto attack of elbow grease, so whenever this ability is active, you're actually going to be reducing the cooldown of your Q. So as we mentioned earlier, our Q is our main form of gap closing. This is going to be very significant to just, well, catch up to people. So, you know, if we just hit people with Q, we catch up to them, we use our W, we start smacking them, and then we have our Q right back up to get the extra gap closer off when they're running away. And just, it's really our primary form of chasing. So our E, Dirty Work. Dirty Work has a passive on it, which is honestly, in my opinion, just kind of useless and only really useful for when you're farming animals. And that passive reads, when attacking or killing an enemy, Luke does not alert enemies on the minimap. So it's just when you're attacking things, you just don't make any of the sound pings on the minimap. And then the active is that Luke teleports behind a targeted enemy and shoots them, dealing damage. To be quite honest, this is on an 18-second cooldown, and it is the weakest part of your kit. The only real thing about this kit, real thing about this ability, is that it can be used to dodge certain things. So you can like use it to dodge a Yuki ultimate, you can use it to dodge, you know, another Luke's Q. You can use it to dodge skill shots in a sense. It's not that bad, but it doesn't really do much on its own. But when you do evolve it, enemies that you target with this will actually be slow. So you're getting a 70% slow for a second when you're using this ability on somebody when you evolve it. So personally, this is an ability I like evolving quite a bit, just because I'm a more aggressive player and I like just trying to get those kills as much as possible. That's just how I play. I probably wouldn't actually evolve this until last. So we'll get into the full skill order be in just a moment. But lastly is going to be his ultimate, which is Pressure Washer. This, as nice as that look, is a very slow. This is an execution ultimate. It will deal damage based on how much HP your opponent is missing them, slow them, and grant vision of them, and also knock you back slightly. So this is good for if you want to get that little bit of extra damage. This is good for if you want to execute somebody. This is good so if you want to run away, potentially gain that slow and just, you know, getting the heck out of there. But it is very slow and it's actually on quite a high cooldown. It's on a 100-second cooldown, but early on this could just half health somebody. You guys probably saw from like yesterday's video where we just use it at the very beginning. We just absolutely one-shot somebody, but you will realize with time, since people actually know that it's there now, that people will try to sidestep this and they'll be very conscious about it when you're trying to line up the ultimate. So you do kind of have to try and play around a little more. Make sure you bait out their mobility movements. Make sure that you've set it up maybe by having your E evolved and getting a slow on them and getting just guaranteed ultimate. That's probably one of the better uses for having the E evolution. But yeah, overall it is kind of just an okay ultimate. The big things about his K here are honestly his W and his Q. They're that good on their own, to the point where it's just like, I really don't care what the other 2 buttons do. If they were insane, Luke would be busted out of his mind. Luke right now is kind of just okay. Probably not the best character in the game, but definitely I think solid mid to possibly high tier given enough time. I don't think we've had enough time to play with him just yet, but some guys seem to shape out to be pretty decent. Oh, and I do apologize. The evolution for Pressure Washer will actually reset the cooldown of your Q. So, the evolutions are going to go like this. This is all, by the way, preference at the end of the day. Honestly, they're all kind of just viable to where you want to do. Like, none of them are just bad, to be honest. None of them are like heart level of bad, right? Heart's W is just so bad you just never touch it, or Heart's like ultimate you just kind of never really touch unless you have their strategy on it. Luke's, all of his evolutions are just kind of okay. Like, I've played around with all of them today and I felt different varying amounts of success with all of them. So this is going to be up to you, but for me, with the normal skill ordering, is going to be W max pretty much every build. It is that crazy. This is your main damage, then into Q, into E, and then of course you take your ultimate, whatever. And we're actually maxing our passive last. As we mentioned earlier, it only increases the heal per kill, and it doesn't really do a whole lot. But then in terms of the evolutions, we're probably going to be doing, if you want to just keep it very simple, bread and butter, you should do W evolve, as you know, reducing the cooldown on your Q is going to be very significant. Then Q evolve, since we know we are getting more Qs down, we will be healing more. You see how they kind of just work in tandem together. And then you could do E evolve last. It's not very hard to get this first 2 stacks. The 3rd stack does take a little longer to get, but you generally have all three pretty fast, especially if you are snowballing early on, you're getting those kills. You're going to be getting those evolution points fairly quickly, to be quite honest. I personally don't like taking ultimate evolution too much, as it's very easy to dodge the ultimate or just whiff it, and then at that point you just kind of whiffed the evolution. And since the evolutions have so much strength in the other skills, I personally have just never found too much success with the ultimate one. And also just the E evolution does feel pretty good in my opinion. The 70% slow does help for, like, you know, just resetting fights, just putting yourself in a better position, guaranteeing those skill shots from your ultimate and your Q. Whereas the ultimate itself, just if you don't have a way of setting it up, it just feels a little awkward, and you really do want to get the W and Q evolution at some point. So it's really just more of an argument of whether or not you're taking your E or your ultimate evolution point, and really I'll leave that up to you guys as to what you would like to do there. But for the most part, that's kind of how I like to order Luke at the moment. Now, with Luke's weapon skill, he does have Bat, which in my opinion is just, it's kind of a boring skill, and it really doesn't add a whole lot of flavor to his kit. So Bat skills, as you guys can see here, it was just a little bit of a knockback. It does knock back quite far, but for the most part, it doesn't really do a whole much. If you do hit him against a wall, if you do get a stun there, and of course you could use that to line up your W. But unlike somebody say like Magnus, where he can get a stun on you and then use a Bat skill to line up a second stun, Luke doesn't really have anything like that in this case. So most of the time when you're using Bat skill, it's mostly defensively, or if your opponent kind of just messed up and is already lined up against a wall, you just kind of get a free stun. It just kind of feels like it's there and doesn't really do a whole lot. Now, I do apologize for the very long explanation there on Luke's skills, but with that being said, let's talk about builds. We all love our builds, right? So with builds, I'm actually going to be using a lot of the builds are coming from the same guy. You might notice are all from this one dude, Motif TTV. He goes on by the name of Motif Games and Motif Games over on Twitch. Highly recommend shooting a follow. This guy, it was a Magnus one trick. So when it comes to bat builds, this guy kind of knows his stuff. So we've been running a lot of his builds. Of course, the build from the other day I actually still quite like. As you can see, it's kind of similar to what he's already been running. This first build, it was the one that we showcased in the video 2 days ago, where it is the factory start one, and you can like a lot of early power spikes, and you just kind of take fights over in chapel a lot and just beat the heck out of people. But of course, we want the new stuff, the spicy stuff. So if we are talking about other builds, we do have a pawn start this time around, so factories contested, and you want to go a different routing with it. This is going to be exactly what you're looking for. So let's say you can't go that first build, well, here's another build, and it has different items for it, so you could try out what you like. This is a very simple 4-zoner where you just really need to find that rubber elsewhere. So you go pawn, avenue, hotel, and cemetery, really just making sure you don't miss those components for your weapon. You don't get your weapon until zone 3. You cannot get mallet any earlier, so you know exactly to worry too much about this. Now, of course, what you're just going to be seeing here is just a lot of variations of routing. So like, you're not gonna see any crazy here in terms of items, because we really just kind of like having those tank stats. What you're really just gonna be seeing is a lot of variations for the routing. So there's like another one that Motif runs, where we kind of just go a 4-zoner. We get our mallet slightly later, we greed our stuff for a little longer to just kind of and get a much larger power spike in dock. We really don't need too many things, and he likes it on the White Watch because there's no arm piece you can build in this route. So the idea is you kill somebody and take their arm piece, or you upgrade this to a cube watch if you kill the wolves over in hotel and you get a meteorite / moonstone, and you can upgrade that to a cube watch. I know this can be confusing for some new players, but that is the whole idea of having like an upgradable piece instead of making a full item. You could just kind of RNG it, hopefully, or just kill a player very early on, or find a corpse or something and just use that instead. This build, this is kind of something I recommend for like people who play the game a little longer. If you are new, I'd probably avoid this type of build style, as it can get very confusing. And then lastly, we might have mentioned this earlier, this is the build. This is why I mentioned the flat amp thing earlier, because flat amp is very interesting with Luke. I don't know how strong it is particularly. I tested out a little bit today, and it actually didn't feel too bad, but it never felt too crazy either. It always ended up feeling like a watered down version of mallet, but what it does do for you is that it gives you slightly different routing, and that is always something in consideration. It's not that bad statted. Spy Umbrella is now a It's 65 attack power and 28 flat amp, which every single auto attack of your W will apply that flat amp. So it is not weak in the slice. This is a build meant to spike early and it's meant to spike fast. If you are to play this build, one thing I will recommend right away is that you don't really have to care to get the 3 papers in Chapel. You can find papers elsewhere in the map. You can find in Archery Range, you could find in Temple, but really you just want that 1 paper for your Spy Umbrella. Like, it's okay, and I really do want to put this in like new players' head. It's okay to leave pieces behind, but just make sure you grab the pieces for your weapons primarily, because if you have like even the rest of your build but you don't have your weapon, you can't really fight people in this game. So make sure you have the pieces for your weapon. And make sure that you're playing this when the routes somewhat open it. You might notice it's not just 8 papers in Chapel. It is one of the higher zones with here, but it is a pretty cool open zone, so it's kind of hard to get that loot when you want it. So just kind of give that low recommendation. You see a lot of people starting in Chapel. You might want to be careful, or even a lot of people starting a factory/stock. That usually just means they're going right into Chapel. So I would be careful running that build if that's the case. But yeah, personally, my recommendations are going to be the ones we mentioned earlier, the one that we've had here for a while, which is the factory start, kind of like the early game fighting build. This is going to be really good just for getting those early man fights down, and then you just get better pieces later on into the game. You really want to get off that Crusader armor, especially later on into the game. I like this build personally a lot. You can substitute a ton of items here. You can substitute this for a new Chiwa. You can make this a Mithril armor. You could do a lot of things with this build. You could also, I also recommend this one. This one is also treating me quite nice, which is the pawn variation that he had. And yeah, I implore you really to check out all of the builds you really can do. This is a kind of an interesting character to what you can do. All of his weapons are perfectly viable. Even, you know, Statue of Soteria here. You might be noticing this build. I'm not going to recommend this build as it's kind of troll. But pretty much all of the builds or all the weapons are very viable, and a lot of stats work on him. This is why it makes it so weird. It's not like the other characters that have been out of recent times where you're just like, damn, you really just want to go X weapon or Y weapon or just this full build path, because it's very clear there's a stat you want. Luke's primary stats are really, you don't mind having attack power, you don't mind having flat amp, you don't mind having tank stats, you don't mind having attack speed. He's kind of just okay with whatever. He's kind of like that Hyun Wo syndrome where you could really put whatever you want on him and he's just kind of okay with it. So if you are confused and you don't know what to check, I mean, these are good starter options. But for example, if I were to just delete this and we check imports, or sorry, we check the save plans, you can just sort by newest and you could just check here. Maybe you could try something like this. I don't know, this one doesn't look too hot, but you kind of get an idea. Like, this one looks just okay. It's another way of starting, right? It's another route where you're not as contested as often, right? It's an avenue start. We didn't have any builds earlier of an avenue start, so you could use something like this to avoid the other contested zones, and you have a different playstyle. You're very tanky, you have a lot of CDR in your build, and you just kind of bonk people to all hell. It's very, that's kind of the way the game is played. I don't normally go into that much depth, but Luke is such a interesting case where you kind of put what you want on him to the point where it's like, it doesn't really matter what you build on him. So yeah, I just recommend giving that stuff a shot. And of course, we'll have all the IDs down below as always. And I know, I'm sorry, this is probably the longest explanation I've ever had for a meta video ever. And I don't know, if you guys do like this type of explanations, you know, drop a sub, let me know. Let me leave a comment down below if you enjoy these type of like really long-winded explanations, or if you just prefer the shorter, like 2, 3, 4 minute ones. I can't really do that with these type of videos, as I really want to break down the character as much as humanly possible. But you know, with the other videos. But yeah, that's gonna be all for the explanation, guys. I hope y'all really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay, and I will see you all next time. Appreciate it. I just show you later. You're not surprised after Lennox? Well, Lennox wasn't like insane. That was a pretty good release. She has a really strong early game, but I don't know. I mean, she has some like insane grieving she could do, but aside from that, it's kind of just okay. Go saying Hero of the Storm can be embrace this game? Yeah, they need to find another home. The game's been on life support for the last couple years. Feels like Luke falls off hard late game. Well, the hard part was getting there. Well, you kind of have that issue of you can't really choose your fights. You kind of have to, you know, be strong. That shows in squads? Oh, no. In squad, she was absolutely cracked out of her mind. Yeah, no. In squad, she was absolutely insane. And probably still is, to be quite honest. Yeah, I'll send them to. I don't need to. Well, she's still meta for sure, yeah? Yeah, no, she's still just like good. Like, you're gonna pick her up and you're gonna have a good time. Yeah, her character is just a little bit. She has too much in her kit for her squads. The bamboo. Alright, cool. We're looking kind of solid with it. Tom, the traps? What about the traps? I'm making this for British Vegas. Choose your fight, Shuichi. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, it's the same argument I make for this character, for that character, literally every day. Literally every day. Never piece of forget. Oh, I mean, I left the one lighter on purpose. My inventory was kind of a little too clustered. Not gonna sit around trying to figure out how to make that work. Just drop the lighter. It's not like super important. When you're doing a win every fight, that's not exactly true though. Oh my god, this is just poetic justice at this point. You can ulti? No? There's no bat. Yep. Visor heart. Oh, Heartslayer. Still got a mocha bread to our name. Now all my Schwarzenegger's, but I think it's happening. Where is she? I wanna beat her ass. Yeah, box? Question mark? Oh, she's up here. Let me follow you. Oh, you have a box. Nice. Yeah, these skill shots just go over they please sometimes. No, I mean, I was shooting at the chicken the first time. Or the bat, not the chicken. There wasn't a bat there. It was already dead. So, you know, there's no bat. Can't actually get to it. Alright, buff Sylvia, nerf Yuki. No, it is not. No. That's every suggestion I just heard is absolutely terrible. If you activate the TV now, I mean, that would be really funny. I'm sure a bug's gonna pop up at some point. 100%. 100%. It has to. You can't have a Lee Sin character. You can't have a Lee Sin cube without that bug popping up. You're just doing things wrong at that point. The bug needs to pop up at least once. And WMAX is just too good, dude. Oops. I think he just smacks so freaking hard. Have I enough bugs from the queue? And look, flying across the map is one thing, alright? Sitting there and not having my queue work is another. One's a lot more disappointing than the other, let me tell you. One's a lot more disappointing than the other. I just claimed Sarge has them. Thanks for the drops. Dude, no problem, homie. Nikali versus TP, or like what was that one bug? That was a long time. There used to be a bug where like Darius, you could like Darius pull on a TP and then pull everybody to your spawn or some shit. Or no, if Darius pull on the recall, it was some really jank bug. Yeah. Wait, did I hear already? Ooh. Oh. Oh. I mean, not gonna say no. Not gonna say no. I do be liking me some auto arms. I definitely do be liking me some auto arms. She just did an auto range. Yeah, I agree. You probably don't want to be doing that. Like, I'm just gonna make this regardless. I don't have ultimate 30. Like Urga R from spawn. Okay, that one's a first. That one I've never heard of. That one's that sounds a little. That one sounds a little cute. There was a person that was here. I think any garlics left. Oh. You cat? No, get over here on me. No, stop running, dude. Better come in to get out of here. Nah, he's out. Yo, Arcos, welcome back for the 4 months, buddy. Damn, dude. An old man in this community. Welcome back, man. Chat, show some love to RKOs, buddy. Show some love. Alright, you actually gotta pick it up for the stacks to go through. It's kind of weird. I don't know why that's a thing. Fucking the boomer, yo. In this community, he is. Nope. Yo. Parrot. I mean, I'm literally just stat checking you, dude. Oh, yeah. The transitioning is coming together, dude. The transitioning is coming together. You got the dough back from the Fiora. That's step 1. That's always step 1. Also, here I got my potatoes. It's all coming together, dude. New damage is nuts, my man. That's after nerf. I mean, that is a very squishy character. If she got stat check when she was trying to stat check, he's gonna be like Shoichi. I know it. Boy, what the hell are you talking about? What do you mean he's gonna be like Shoichi? He's gonna be no air patch for no reason? Ah, okay, that one makes a little more sense. Yeah, no, I feel you there. That one I found the emotional level. You're playing Rozzy in squads, you're getting dunked. Wait. Hey, is Rozzy got a good in squads? Yes, I feel like she would be. AoE healing reduction? Seems pretty good. A lot of mobility. Alright, clean this up real quick. Eh, fuck it. I guess. Alright, well, let's see how relevant this is gonna be now. Show son? Wait. Soze, which one? You want son, daughter? We have a special guest today. In a chicken. I can show a chicken as well. Which one you want? You want son, daughter, or chicken? Chicken's name is Todd. Very good lad. A chicken? A chicken. Yeah, chicken? Alright, gotcha. Yo, bear. Chill out. His name is Todd. He's very tiny. Is he cracked? This chicken is cracked and jacked, dude. Look at him. Look at the little arms. You can tell he works out. He's just a good lad. Just a healthy boy. Chicken is pretty pog. Yeah, I know. I hate that I know this exact sentence that I'm about to say. So it's part of their Easter collection that's coming out soon. But what ends up happening is that apparently people like buy them out really fast and they price gouge the shit out of them. And Erica's been talking about it nonstop, so I got her one. Because she's leaving for Valentine's Day. Ah, that's gone. He's kind of cute, and I just kind of want to keep him now. Is that Phoenix the best Chrono Art character? Actual facts, though. Not gonna lie. Phoenix do be the best character. Is that your new son? No, no. Son is son. I like turtles, so son is always gonna be son, dude. Kind of want to keep that. Dude, he's kind of cute. When did you spoil it? Oh no, she literally saw me open the pack yesterday. It's the only reason why I'm showing it off. She knew she was getting it. She fucking knew. She literally sent me a message, was like, so he's kind of cute. Wink, wink. I'm like, yes, I fully understand. Hints, hints. I'm like, yes, yes. No, trust me, I fully understand. I already had it at that point, but like, you know. Yeah, I need Powder of Life gamers. I'm kind of just running around at this point. Do I gotta stop contact? Call you Adam instead? Yeah. Did you get? Where were you going? That's what I want to know. So you see how good CDR is on this character, dude? CDR is just... Oh. Oh, you live? Wait. Hello? Ooh. That's unfortunate. You know you gotta throw out the queue, dude. You got any SP regen, homie? You got this. Get rid of this shit. Give me this shit. Thanks, buddy. Dude, CDR is just kind of cracked. Is that a Keck W sunglasses? That's kind of blessed and slightly cursed. That's kind of blessed and slightly cursed. Not gonna lie. You got Wick? No, you're just an amp guy. Yeah, we could talk. Let's talk, buddy. Damn, ulti already. Okay. Oh my god, the chicken. Sir, I'm gonna need to stop rat jamming immediately. Oh, yeah, I'm running really low on time here. Let me just get back. So I'm gonna need to stop rat jamming immediately. I don't know, man. See, you're feeling kind of nice on this character. That's why I want the like EODC attack ops thing to work. Like, CDR just feels kind of cracked. He's actually kind of broken. How about that? He does feel good though. He doesn't feel bad. That's for sure. He can't run away at all. Well, I mean, we are like, this one's kind of dirty. I don't know. I like this one a little more. I mean, pick your favorite Queen of Hearts. I mean, I am really strong. You have to understand. I am Mastery 17 right now. I'm saying on 32. I was like, I'm not weak. That was a cell phone right there. Just letting you know. I just walked past a cell phone right in front of you guys. You guys will never see smart bombs be completed. Yeah, my key's on a 5-second cooldown, it heals me. I just need to like make sure I have SP, that's really about it. 10 out of 10 Rozzy ticks? Yeah, no, I'm gonna be playing Rozzy later. Like, I was talking about it on the Discord yesterday, like, she felt really smooth. She felt real smooth. Dual sword Jackie. Kinda Monkasteer. Where'd you go? I'm trying to clean up the competition. Ooh, wait. Do I die from this? Nah, we're good. I had to think about it though. I had to think about it. Who needs timer? Alright, the transition of the ages is happening here. You snowball Luke or you can't win. So he is a very snowbally character. Who needs healing reduction? Oh man, I'm gonna need healing reduction though. Wait. Shit, I need healing reduction for all these guys. Wait a second, time out. Wait. Okay, it's actually a mistake. Alright, I actually can't use this. It's kind of just there. If I don't have healing reduction, I'm just gonna die. You have Jukai food, you have heart ultimate kinda, and then just Jackie's everything. Switch weapons as you fight, you can't. Not allowed to anymore. It's been gone. Say overvalue Antio, no, no. I still think like Antio in general is overvalued, but this is like context specific. His entire build is lifesteal. He's just gonna get an extra HP bar just from rampaging me, and I'm like just gonna let him do it for free. Doesn't seem like a great idea. He has Jukai food. I mean, like Jukai could be fine doing this shit, and I could probably just burst his ass down from a million miles away. Yeah, feeling reduction. Okay, you do, but like I don't want sword stopper. Kinda don't want to get rid of auto arms, I'll be real with you. Do it? Look, I'm leaning more towards like a, you know, like Crane fan personally. You guys have fun over your camera or whatnot. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my god, I should have Z'd first. I don't know why I greeted it. Yeah, really? Oh my god, that's such a sad way to die.